Hi everyone, hi Facebook and Instagram Live. This is Elizabeth Cermak with Your Highest Light, here every Friday at 11 o'clock to talk to you about your favorite topic and mine, attracting more beautiful things into your life. And I'm here with Prudence. We matched today. So I'm here, like I said, every Friday to talk to you about attracting more beautiful things into your life. I'm a life coach and a tarot card reader and a spiritual coach and a psychotherapist. So I'm here to talk to you today about uncomfortable feelings. So hi everybody, I'm so glad that you're joining. As you join, just know that I'm on Facebook and Instagram Live right now. We're talking today about uncomfortable feelings and how to handle those feelings. I am a psychotherapist and I'm also a life coach. I don't always advertise the fact that I'm a psychotherapist, but lately I've realized you just can't take the psychotherapist out of me. So I'm kind of talking about that a little bit more. And in my training as a therapist, I trained to be, when I first started as a therapist, I worked a lot with people who self-injured. And so in my self-injury training, I learned a lot. And so it's something that I want to share with you guys today because it's something that you can just take home and it's so easy. And I talk about feelings as comfortable and uncomfortable. So you can have comfortable feelings and you can have uncomfortable feelings. And that's the therapist in me. There are no such thing as bad feelings. So all feelings are okay. So let's get that out there right now. A lot of times in the spiritual world and in the manifesting world, we think we're supposed to feel good all the time because then we'll be attracting good things to us. And while yes, there's truth to that the way you feel does attract things to you, it doesn't mean that you should never feel negative. Well, I don't call them negative, but uncomfortable feelings or dark feelings. I call them dark feelings sometimes as well. So it's important to feel those dark feelings and to let them move through you. It's really important not to try to push them away because when you try to push them away, they don't go away. They just get worse. Okay, so, and I'm sure a lot of you, most people know that. Probably you who are joining me today will know that. So one of the things that I learned in my self-injury training was that all negative, uncomfortable, dark feelings have a beginning, a middle, and an end, and the middle is the worst. So the middle is the part that you really need to get through. And that's the part that you need to get through without doing something to hurt yourself or others. Now, self-injury, is obvious that you're hurting yourself. People who are cutting themselves, I worked a lot with clients who self-injured but weren't suicidal, so they would cut themselves or something like that. So it's like, whoa, that's pretty drastic, people are thinking. I don't do any of that. Well, there's a lot of things that we do that are self-injurious behaviors that really that we might not think of as self-injury. So, such things as like binge eating, binge drinking, stuff like that. Those are the things that we do with the dark of those middle feelings that when things are feeling the worst. So we want to make sure we get through those feelings and we don't make our lives worse, that we do things to make our lives better. Okay, so, I can relate to this. Everybody can relate to this. I never self-injured or anything like that, but there were things that I did that made my life worse with uncomfortable feelings. I used to binge eat. I used to binge drink. Okay, so those are two huge things. And the United States is the only country that does not list binge drinking as a self-injurious behavior. And it is. There's nothing that it does that doesn't make your life better. It makes your life worse. So we're going to talk about how to get through some of those feelings. The beginning, just remember that the middle is the worst. So one thing that happens during this middle phase of the uncomfortable or the dark feelings, one thing that happens is that our brain starts playing tricks on us and will tell us that this is going to last forever. And that's not true. This is when our brain starts lying to us and is not our friend. There's a coping thought that goes along with this that says, my brain is not always my friend, or my mind is not always my friend. And that's so true. So your brain is not always your friend. At this point, it might say things to you. It's going to give you those absolute statements like, it is always like this. It'll never get better. I always feel this way. That's not true. Those negative feelings come to an end. Uncomfortable feelings end. The middle is the worst. Okay, so, and there's a reason why I say the uncomfortable feelings have a beginning, middle, and end, and not necessarily the comfortable feelings. Because who you truly are, that joy, that peace, that is always there. That is always there. So think of it as the sky being blue. The sky is always blue. The sun is always there. At night, the moon's always there. We just can't always see the sun and the moon. or this blue sky, because sometimes they're covered by clouds. So think of those negative or those uncomfortable feelings as the clouds that are covering the sky. And so the clouds in our mind that are making us not think clearly or not being able to feel the peace at the moment, but they will pass. So one of the things that you can tell yourself is, this is going to pass. This is not going to last. This is not going to last forever. Some other things you can do with those feelings, they're going to be obvious. You guys can give me some ideas of things that you do. Also, I should have said at the end, at the beginning, because I do a tarot card reading at the end. So if you want a card pulled for you, let me know, because I'll pull a card for you. So it's important. So what I was saying was, in the middle feelings, we're looking at them as clouds that will pass. And you guys, give me examples of there's things that you guys do with those uncomfortable feelings, something that you do that makes your life better and not worse. Like I said, I used to be guilty of doing things that would make my life worse, like binge eat, binge drink. Anybody who has tried to quit drinking knows that waiting that craving out is all that you need to do. So, or somebody who's struggling with binge eating. So I'm going to use drinking for an example. When you go out and you're deciding that you're not going to drink that night, just saying no, like for the first drink, and waiting out that like 10 minutes when everybody's starting to drink, can make a total difference in your entire night. Just a half hour later, you're like, oh wow, I decided not to drink. Everybody else is half in the bag and I'm going to feel great tomorrow. Okay. So it's like sometimes just waiting those feelings out, waiting out the craving to eat, to binge eat, or to eat that, food that you don't really want deep down. So sometimes just waiting those cravings out is all that you need to do. I really talk about that with drinking, because I have a lot of clients who they quit drinking, and they're like, they get the craving like during the day to drink or something like that, and then the craving goes away, and then because they couldn't drink because maybe they were at work or something when the craving was there, and then later when they go home that night, the craving's gone. So sometimes just paying attention to that. So the dark feelings in the middle, that's when we want to do those compulsive behaviors. It could be like even, I'm thinking it could be even like texting an ex-boyfriend or something like that. Something that is not good for you. So I'm thinking back to before I was married and I was dating somebody or on and off that was not a good relationship. And and sometimes in the middle of those negative feelings, when you're thinking all these crazy thoughts, you want to send these crazy texts, okay? So that's about waiting that out, waiting it through, knowing that this feeling is going to pass. You're going to feel differently in the morning. Go to bed, put your phone away, don't send the text. Okay, so these are things that you want to do with those uncomfortable feelings. Oh my gosh, what else can you do with uncomfortable feelings? Thank God for uncomfortable feelings, because the song lyrics that are written that get uncomfortable feelings out are amazing. So what you can do is something creative. I have had clients to do awesome, like creative, even if it's something dark, and you get it out into the world, it becomes something beautiful. So I have a certain client who does a lot of art, and like when she does it and she gets out in the world and she has all these like, all these mixed up feelings, and she gets them out on her art, and it's so beautiful. And now suddenly her life is better because she's created something beautiful that she can give to somebody else, or that will make her money someday. I don't know, but it's something that all of a sudden that negative, uncomfortable, horrible feeling that has turned into something that feels absolutely beautiful. And I put the Florence and the Machine lyrics to Shake It Out yesterday. I don't know if I printed out the lyrics because these lyrics are an example of something that somebody can do with song lyrics, with an uncomfortable feeling. And the lyrics that I wrote out yesterday were, because I'm done with my graceless heart, so tonight I'm going to cut it out and then restart. You got to be feeling pretty dark to write these lyrics out. And Florence, I love these lyrics. So I wanted to read the beginning of the song too. I didn't know how legal this is, but this is not my song. This is Florence and the Machine. Shake It Out. It says, regrets collect like old friends, here to relive your darkest moments. I can see no way, I can see no way. So when she's saying I can see no way, that's when the human brain can see no way out of something. And this is when your God has to come in. All the ghouls come out to play. Every demon wants a pound of flesh, but I like to keep some things to myself. I like to keep my issues strong. It's always darkest before the dawn. So knowing that it's always darkest before the dawn, it's like the middle of that feeling when that negative feeling is going to end. She says, I've been a fool and I've been blind. I can never leave the past behind. I can see no way. I can see no way. I'm always dragging that horse around. Our love has pastured such a mournful sound. Tonight I'm going to bury that horse in the ground. So I like to keep my issues strong, but it's always darkest before the dawn. And she talks about, it's hard to dance with the devil on your back, so shake him off. There was one part that I loved it. And given half the chance, I would take any of it back. It's a final mess, but it's left me so empty. It's always darkest before the dawn. And I'm damned if I do, and I'm damned if I don't. So here's to drinks in the dark at the end of my road. And I'm ready to suffer and ready to hope. It's a shot in the dark and right at my throat. Because looking for heaven found the devil in me, and looking for heaven found the devil in me. What the hell? I'm going to make it. I'm going to let it happen to me. It's hard to dance with the devil on your back, so shake him off. Okay, so I mean, beautiful, just beautiful, beautiful lyrics. Sorry, I had to read almost the whole song, but it just, it came on the radio yesterday when I was thinking about doing this vlog, and I was like, oh my gosh, this song is so perfect, because this is something beautiful that you can relate to, something that you can write down, a song lyric, a book that you're going to write, or whatever, that other people can relate to those dark feelings, because everybody has them. We're on here, I'm on here a lot, and people might think, oh, she's such a positive person. I have them too. Everybody has them, so it's okay. Get them out, do something beautiful with them, make your life better with them, and ask yourself, in the middle of those uncomfortable feelings, am I going to make my life better or worse with what I'm about to do? And hopefully you're going to make your life better. Like exercising will make your life better, planning something healthy will make your life better, thinking about things in the long term, thinking about your life in the long term, how you want it to be, not just how you want it to be at that moment, right? Because if you do everything in that moment, you could make things worse in the long term. Okay, so, and then there's nothing better than waiting that feeling out and doing something good for yourself, and then your life is better. Okay, so hi everybody, hi Ricky, hi Chance, hi Paul, hi What'em's Bunny, hi Jamie, hi. I'm glad to see that you're new here, and I'm glad that you joined. We're talking about uncomfortable feelings coming to an end and what to do with uncomfortable feelings. And so now we are going to do a tarot card reading for the weekend, for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and let me know if anybody wants a card pulled for you. I switched so I have two phones. I have Facebook and Instagram on here, and I switched them to where Instagram used to be on this side and Facebook on this side. I don't know why. So it's just different, so I forget who I'm talking to. Okay, so I'm back to the Angel Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. These are my tried and true cards that I love. So I'm back to those. Okay, Jamie, at the end I'll pull a card for you. Cool, very cool. So we're going to do a card for today, tomorrow, and Sunday and see what we come up with. Ooh, I just had an interesting thought. We'll see what happens though. Okay, so today, this first card is going to be for today. Prudence is sleeping. I didn't dress her up today like I normally do, but I figured we match because we're both wearing black and whites. Okay, so this is for today. And I'm going to put the cards down. Oops, I can't see them. I'm putting them face down. The second card is for tomorrow, just Saturday. I can't believe it's already here. The weekend's already here. And then the last card is for Sunday. Oh my gosh, if you guys could see Prudence, she's all like snuggled up. Okay, so this card popped up for Sunday. So we'll see what we have here. So for today, we have the Moon. Okay, so this is a Major Arcana card, the Moon. And this card talks about major psychic insights. There's events behind the scenes going on, releasing fears that are holding you back. So this card is it's kind of a mysterious card. It is kind of a darker card, so it's interesting that we're talking about darker feelings. It's just kind of a mysterious card. So this card is saying, that there's maybe things behind the scenes that you're not seeing, that you need to maybe look at some of the dark things that are going on in your life, or some of the dark things that are going on inside of yourself. Not to be afraid of those things, but to explore them. That's what that card is telling us today. So it's interesting that that card came up. And then, okay, so on Sunday we have the Three of Air. And this is one of those cards that isn't the happiest card either. Sometimes people think with the angel cards are always going to be happy, and they aren't. They're realistic. And so things happen in our life that make us sad sometimes. There is darkness in our life, right? So this card does talk about healing from sadness. So it talks about forgiving yourself and forgiving others and taking the time to heal from sadness on Saturday. So, today it's kind of about an inward. So far, it's both days are about going inward, kind of like releasing some maybe dark things about yourself, or some looking into going inward. And then on Saturday, it's about taking some time to heal from sadness, you know, forgiving others, forgiving yourself. This card, I think, is huge about forgiving yourself. That's more, for me at least, I feel that forgiving yourself is, once you forgive yourself, you can forgive other people. So we talked about this before, about releasing others from their past. You know, once you release others from their past, you will release yourself from your past. Okay? And then, oh wow, this is crazy. So on Sunday, I don't know why I'm always amazed by the cards, because I shouldn't be. On Sunday we have release. So as soon as I said release from the past, we get release on Sunday. And oh my gosh, how cool is this? So this card really says it's the end of a phase or a difficult situation. It's about spiritual transformation. It's time to move on. So there's something it looks to me like there's something that's holding us back right now. And so we need to look at it. We need to look at the darkness that's going on, or the sadness, be okay with it, release it, and on Sunday, let it go. It's time to look in a new direction. So it's interesting that we were talking about these uncomfortable feelings, having a beginning, middle, and an end, and then we get these cards, because it's really about moving through uncomfortable feelings, and then at the end on Sunday, releasing them and moving through them. Okay, so welcome all feelings that come up, good, bad. It's okay. They're all okay. Don't be afraid of your feelings. Make sure that you feel them. Make sure that you do something creative with them if you feel moved to, and make sure that you're doing things to make your life better and not worse, okay? So, and at the end on Sunday, we're looking for a release. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm pulling a card for Jamie. And I will put the reading on Instagram and Facebook afterwards. I'll put a picture of the reading. I'm so glad to see that you guys joined today. Okay, so this card is for Jamie. Okay, this card popped right up, and I did shuffle that very well. So this card, for Jamie, you did get the moon. So it talks about important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, release fears that are holding you back. I love the moon. This is actually one of my favorite cards. It's a card that I really relate to. So it's about releasing your fears, that there is nothing to fear. There is nothing to fear with any negative feelings or anything that's going on in your life. Look at it, release it, and then move on, okay? So that's the card for you. Anybody else need a card pulled for them? Let me know. I don't see anything. So, okay. So that's cool. It was so nice to see you guys today. And I will be back next Friday at 11. Same time, same place, talking about attracting more beautiful things into your life with a little bit of psychotherapy added into that. So I hope everybody has a great weekend. I love you guys. Prudence is going to say goodbye too. I'm going to make her get up and say goodbye. We're signing off. See you next week. Bye.